Alrighty, folks. Today we're over at Fred and Donna's, and I am working with Fred's mare. She has a lot of behavioral issues. These horses had been neglected. They were told that you could ride them. Donna's horse, really nice, sweet horse, older gelding. Fred's horse, on the other hand, has some really dangerous behaviors, is real reactive. We did saddle this mare up, and you can see she's just real nervous. She won't stand still, and she's really what I call ticky. She'll do what you ask her to do, but she stutters, and when she does, she reacts when you ask her to do something, and she explodes. And I don't think she's ever been on drive lines. She was a real train wreck here when we started. And you'll see me put some pressure on this mare just in my hands, and I'm really just trying to see what's going to happen if you were to be on her back and get a hold of her. If you can't line drive one, riding them is not a really good idea. I think line driving is a really good test as to how the horse is going to react. You're behind them, and you're pulling on them. You've got ropes around them, and as you can see, this mare she's really just explosive and reactive. So I'll put her in some situations here where I present pressure, and she just reacts to all of it. So a lot of this stuff I'm doing on purpose. I'm not trying to just drive this horse in circles and have a beautiful, pretty outcome. I'm putting this horse in some situations, trying to see how she's going to react, because we know when you tie her up, she blows up. When you get a hold of her face on the ground, she sets back. So just trying to get her in a position to where she will react, and to see how bad it's going to be, and we'll just keep putting her in those situations. Like right there, I just stopped my feet, let her run into the halter. You can tell she's nervous. She's not very comfortable with all this pressure, me being behind her, the reins around her. She's just a nervous wreck. And the only way you're going to get through this without just getting on her back and working her through it, which is a recipe for disaster, is to put long lines on her and put her in some of these situations. You'll see here she locks up, and I bump her with the reins. I'm trying to get her to react. I'm trying to get her to work through these issues that she has. And with a halter, a rope halter, I can put a little bit more pressure on a horse. I can get them into a position to where if they want to blow up and react, they're going to feel that pressure, and it's not going to take and jack up their mouth. I wouldn't ever suggest doing this in a snaffle or any type of bit with a horse like this. You're just going to end up hurting the horse and doing more damage than you are good. The way I'm doing it here with just a halter, the horse can run into it. They can take and fight it, and it doesn't take and hurt them, and they learn to move away from the pressure. You can see here she just locks up. She knows to give, but she just locks up. So this horse has some really bad history, and one of the only ways that I know to get a horse like this straightened out is just keep putting them in those out of control situations in a controlled environment, and let them learn and think through the situation.
don't know how well you guys can see this at home or on your phone. If I can get my camera to, there we go, to zoom in. This foot grows really crooked. This one over here turned out real well. This one here grows really crooked. She breaks over to the outside. But she also has some major damage to this foot. She got a piece of metal stuck in her foot, bro. Yeah. Not deep.
Yeah, try to keep that.
But this whole area here is detached. So the last time I trimmed this, where it's broke loose here from the coronary band, it grows long, but it's not really attached. Once you get trimming this is actually independent and moves quite a bit from the rest of the hoof. So what I do is I trim it way back so she's not bearing any weight on it. You can see she's had a lot of trauma to it, probably got caught in wire, most likely. And her heels are really high over here. So I'm gonna try and level her out, get this trimmed down, and I'll show you guys. And she has a setback problem, so every once in a while she just takes off backwards. So you see his hoof. I've got the frog cleaned out, and you can't really tell in here what's part of this heel and what's frog, and getting that opened up is kind of hard. This is all cracked all the way down into here. It's that wire cut all the way, probably pawing most likely, or setting back in wire. And that may be part of her setback problem, is she got caught in wire, and anytime she feels pressure, she feels like maybe she's tied to a barbed wire fence, couldn't get loose from it or whatever. She got this foot, and this is really loose here. So I have to take all of this down so it doesn't have pressure on it. So her heel is kind of cut back in here. So I have to be real mindful of this when I'm trimming, and just take all the pressure off this. If I don't, it will create problems up here. If I can take all of the pressure off of here, then maybe it might start to grow back a little bit more normal. I'm hoping. Most of this mare on this side just needs her heel took down. She doesn't need as much toe, so I've got to work on the bars. Their feet's really dry. It's really hard to do with a knife, so I have to do it with nippers. But that's what we're going to try to do, and I'll show you once I get all of this cut back. So I tried to leave as much on this side as I could, and I took this side back, it's interior, so that because the horse breaks over this direction, it looks kind of counterintuitive, but it's actually going to bring balance to the hoof. Sorry about the wind. So I took off as much as the interior as I could, and I left the exterior. And she does have some, some malformation there. She's got some flaring, but by leaving that there, it'll give her more to break over, and it'll kind of make her want to pitch this way. The other thing I did, if you can see it's real good, I took this particular heel back lower. She's had a lot of trauma to this foot. It's got a lot of old bruising in it and stuff. I would like to have took it down a little bit more, but I'm afraid that it will bleed, and I would rather not have it be bleeding. Something else they have to take care of. So balance, because when we first came out here, this foot was really long over here, really short over here, had a whole lot of flare, still has a lot of flaring back in here on this side. So it's really twisted. We're going to try and correct that. But there you go. You see this pressure here, because she's breaking over here, and most of this twist, her bony column actually comes down straight. That twist is in that foot where she got hurt, had a lot of fever in it. It kind of twisted that foot around, so it loosened it up. And the laminitis, she had laminitis in it. So, but the way I've got her trimmed now, it's going to cause her, when she hits, her heel hits, it's going to hit over there first. Yeah. And when it does, that hits, when she comes up off of that, this heel's gonna support. Let's see if I can get around here. So it'll hit here, this heel's gonna support, and it's gonna throw her here because I left as much as I could here, took as much as I could here. So it's gonna cause her to pitch this way.
Yeah.
Cause she's gonna come up off of that when that heel hits, and it's gonna throw her that direction.
That makes sense. Definitely.
We'll see how it does. You can see she uses that other foot more than this one,
Yeah.
because it's spread out more, has two different sizes. So you can only work with what you have. That foot's a lot bigger than this one, and it's just from years of just not being trimmed and being hurt, all the old things that horses take and deal with, joint pain and all that. So we have Miss Donna on her horse. Turn right, be a little bit more aggressive. Remember, when you turn right, your left hand's got to go forward. So it's just like a bicycle. It's like a motorcycle. Now you're going to turn right. It's all right. You started that way, go that way. Bump with the opposite leg. There you go. So I want you to ride a diagonal here. So ride him in there, turn right. You go. Remember, you got to give him, we're riding two-handed right now. We're not neck reining, so we're just going to take him. When you pull to the right, your left hand's going to go forward. Now turn him to the left. Right hand's going to go forward. Awesome. Think about it. Don't be nervous. This is like one of the few times she's ever been on a horse, y'all. So kick, 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 kiss. There you go. Pull back, pull back. That's fine. He can only go that far. Now turn right. So your hands have to be, you have to be ready with your hands to gather rein and to get a hold of your horse if he goes to take off with you. Now turn right, bump with your left leg. Right, left hand's gotta go forward. There you go. Good. Good. Toes up, heels down. You go. That's gonna keep your center. If your toes are up, you're not gonna be pitching forward. You go. Good. Good. Now bring him right up here up to the center and stop him. Stop. Whoa. Now back up. Don't stop until you've got at least one step backwards. Kiss to him there. Get you a little bit more rein. There you go. So you always got to be moving your hands. You've always got to be adjusting those reins. I think a one loop rein will help you a whole lot instead of these split reins, just until you get started and you know what you're doing.
Okay.
So you did great. I think you're awesome for today. Let's take and you want to have control of this rein so you can drop the other rein, and you're going to swing off. Okay. I'll kind of hold on to him here first time. Swing off. Make sure your foot's out at stirrup over there before you go swinging over.
I did.
Okay. That's a mistake everybody makes. And then come straight down. There you go. Awesome, Donna. Give me 5.
You have your mom crying tonight, girl.
Ha ha ha. You did good. First time in 40 some years you've been on a horse.
Yeah. Oh, am I shaking? Can you see it?
You did good though. You got a good horse and he did really good for you. So you ride him in here a few times, and then we'll take you outside, and maybe I'll bring my horse over here and we'll go out for a ride.
All right.
All right. All righty, folks, it's late in the day. I'll be the first one to tell you, I do not like this metal. Galvalume, thin sheet metal. I don't like it. But we did get this finished, got it all wrapped. It looks really nice. This stuff, once you crinkle it, you can't straighten it out. And it doesn't trim out as nice as other stuff. The trim's not as nice. So it's really an economy type thing. Did it cover it? Yeah. Is it Taj Mahal? No. It don't line up. And depending on where you get it at and who you get it from, sometimes it's wider on one end than it is the other one. So it makes it a pain putting it up, but it's up. Looks good. Folks, this is what we're trading for. Bunch of fencing, bunch of gates, bunch of pipe. We had one thing right here. I took a hammer and beat it over. If you can see that, it was getting pretty close to that tire, but I don't think it will. I think it's good enough. I don't think it's gonna slide this way none. Got a bunch of gates, a bunch of metal, a bunch of pipe. Oh. Things riding good. This is azalea, wild parsley. It is everywhere here and big. There's more pink, pretty pink flowers. Alrighty folks, we're out here today clearing a fence row. Miss Polly, she's over there mommying some calves. The mommies run off and left them behind this fence over here, and she couldn't help but go rescue them. All right, friends and neighbors, we cleared all the way around this place. I don't know if you can see those pink markers, but we started over by the gate, we came down to the corner, and we came all the way up here, cut out quite a few trees. I had an asthma attack, and I passed out. All that cedar dust ain't good for me. While we were walking up through here, we was just walking along, and we seen so much azalea. And you can smell it. It smells like parsley or oregano, but it's everywhere in here. I mean, you can't hardly walk without stepping on it. It is in here everywhere. I mean, everywhere you walk, and some of it is huge. We like it in breads, soups. I really like it in tortillas. Man, look at this. This is huge. You usually don't find it like this. And up here, all on this hillside up through here, nobody knows what it is, so don't pick it. What you would do is clip the greens and then just leave the blooms, because that's where the seeds are at, and let them grow another year. But you could spend a lot of time out here. Sorry about the wind. It's just everywhere up here. I mean, everywhere you look, here's some, and then here's some, and then here's some. Oh, look at that. That is a lot right there in one place. And it's just in here everywhere. I mean, you can't hardly walk without stepping on some, so pretty cool. So we're gonna bring a brown paper sack and just some shears. Wind's gonna blow. I got the camera out. Hadn't blowed like this all day. As soon as I get a camera out, it starts blowing. Anyway, we'll gather some azalea and Polly will dry it. We've still got some left over from last year, but it's always good to have around. It's actually a natural decongestant, so eat it in food or in a soup, it'll decongest you. We're done here for today. We're gonna get out of here. The wind's starting to blow. Every time I pick up the camera. It's aggressive.
I like how you cut that one up there, how the height of it is perfect.
for big stuff. Can't really see my saw.
Ooh.
I might have just cut this off right here.
Boy. Yikes. That's weird.
Got hung up.
It's got a bunch of trash in that.
It's just a little bitty old motor. The motor's up there.
Oh.
The battery's down here.
So today what we're doing here is we're trimming some trees for a landowner. This is his getaway, his decompression place. He lives down the valley and he likes to come up, and he's got a deck that we built him up by a Connex on this hill, and these trees are blocking his view, and he's wanting to be able to sit out there in the morning, watch the sunrise, and to look at the hills and look at all the mesas roundabout. And we're just picking some trees here that are obstructing his view, and we're cutting them down with our new tool that we purchased just for this job. It's a 40-volt Ryobi pole saw, and so far I'm pretty impressed with it.
Probably,
and
huh?
I'm always
We don't have
like
the
any
other one?
excuse to buy a new tool. So we are really giving it a workout here.
Yeah,
Probably
it needs
cutting
new
some
chain
stuff.
on
It's
it.
a little bit too
Yeah.
big for it, but
Careful.
we're putting it to the test and helping out a landowner at the same time.
Yeah. All right. So, you still got to trim that tree right there. And then, over here, this dead. And then the one behind it, it's got to trim that. And then, the tops out of these trees, there's one in front of it, there's one behind it. And I don't know about, yeah, this one too. Yeah. So, just gotta cut that one down, but there's a deadfall right there that I can cross.
Got those others off now?
I don't know. That was the main one that was blocking the view.
I love, let's change real loose. I love these 40 volt. We use it on our auger, this saw, now this. I'm gonna get a weed eater. I can't make gasoline. I can make electricity with solar panels. So it's one step closer to being more self-sufficient with these batteries. Batteries do wear out, yeah, they, you know, all the stuff that goes into making them, but for out here, I don't have to carry around gas, I don't have to carry around a whole bunch of stuff, and usually a tank of oil on this lasts pretty much all day what we're doing with it. Miss Polly used it the other day for 4 hours, one battery. She trimmed trees, and I mean, it's not a wood cutting saw where you're going to go out and cut firewood, but for trimming tree lines, trimming around your house, just cutting up firewood that's too big to go in your stove, something like that. I use it when we're in construction. I'll take and notch stuff with it, cut stuff off with it. No gas, don't have to crank it. All I gotta do is pull the trigger. So, really liking these 40 volt tools. I'm impressed.
Now he's cutting that dead fall tree right there. Yay. Yeah, looks good.
Alrighty folks, we're at another auction here. There's a couple of things that we're interested in. We've got some saddles, we've got some bits, bridles. I'm still looking around. This one's not too far from the house. It's actually in Witch Wells. So I'm gonna look around and see what they got and see if maybe I can score some of this stuff. I don't know, people get crazy at auctions. They did it the last one. Pretty nice little saddle. We'll see. Got quite a few traps here. You wanted to go into the trapping business. Pretty good looking bunch of traps. So we won this roll of wire. There's quite a bit of wire still on it. Get $40 for it. Maybe a little bit high, but I think there's at least 50 feet on there. It's good for chicken coops. So might not have bought it if it had been at a yard sale, but I didn't want to be outbid. The auction is still continuing. This is Round Valley Auctions. They do a really good job. So far I've been pretty impressed with how they conduct their stuff, and they take their time and make sure everybody's getting what they want, paying for what they want. Gonna be here a while. There's still a few things I'd like to bid on. We're just gonna take it, hang in there and see if we can't get some of these things that we want and see how it turns out. Alrighty folks, so what I did was, what you can do with some of these auctions is you can do an absentee bid. So I tied this little ribbon on there so they know there's an absentee bid. Maybe I'll get it, maybe I won't, but we don't have to wait here all night to see if we're gonna get it. So we'll see what happens. Alrighty folks, we made it back over here to the auction, and I bid on the saddle myself. It went for $625. I was gonna bid $650, but he would have bid me up. He'd probably run it to like $800. It was a really good saddle. It was about an $1,800–$1,900 saddle. But he went way more than what I was going to. And the other saddle brought $400, I think, is where I quit. So anyway, we got this stuff back here.
not bad. Anytime you can save a little bit of money by buying stuff at an auction, it's good to go for it. So anyway, we're gonna head home now. We actually left, went and did laundry, did grocery shopping, a whole bunch of stuff, and came back and they were still here auctioning off stuff. All day auction. We'll see you guys another day. Alrighty, folks, another week starting. This is what we got at the auction. This roll of wire. I may have paid a little bit too much for it, but it was there and it was available. I know what they cost new. There's not a whole roll there, but it is what it is. I want it anyway. And we got this old spool. When I'm down here working, I don't have a place up out of the sand where I can work. If I need to take and work on a chainsaw or a tool or just something I'm working on, that right there is going to work really good for me to be able to be up out of the sand, and it's about the right height for me to take and work on stuff. So that's why I bought that. I only gave $1 for it, so I'm not hurt. If it rots down, we bust it up and burn it. No harm, no foul. It'll last as long as it lasts. Pretty interesting auction. Didn't win the saddles, like I said before. They just went. They went more than what I wanted to pay. Did they go too much? Probably not. You know, they brought what they brought, and the guy probably, you know, he got a good deal. So, you know, it's one of those things where you just have to have a budget, know what you're willing to spend, and stick to it. And that's what I did. I actually bid a little bit more than what I had intended, but I still didn't get it, so there you go. All right, I'm gonna end it up right there. Again, you guys, thank you guys for all our subscribers that you know, come on here every week. They leave comments, they follow us. I really appreciate you guys. Some of you have been with us a long time. I'm hoping that, you know, some of this stuff that we're doing, it's our life. Maybe it's interesting. If you guys like the auctions and stuff like that, let us know. It's a different kind of a deal than what homesteading is, but it's part of our homesteading life because it's where we get a lot of stuff that, you know, we use here on the homestead, we use in our everyday lives. So hopefully y'all like that. That being said, remember, if you don't know which way to go in this old world, commit your ways unto the Lord. Trust also in Him. He'll bring it to pass. We'll see you later.